Some days are harder than others. But even the hard days get easier than the one
man.
before.
What's the
I always
angle
wanted to say
here?
that.
McCready, you're talking to yourself, man. You're talking to yourself in front of the fucking Django monkeys. That's really creepy.
What now?
This is the second time I've talked to Preston in the middle of these goddamn mute fruits.
I'll let you know if I hear of any settlements that need our help. In the meantime, make sure to offer help to anyone that needs it. That can only help our cause.
That's it? There you go.
And I'll follow.
Rather be off-road than on
I'll take 300 XP. That's all I really wanted from it. Did I burn through my stats? Yeah, okay. I burned through my my squirrel stew. I always forget the name of it. But we connected the Boston airport to Sanctuary Hills. So now we don't actually have to worry about any of the other shit. It's a little bit late for that, but I just didn't think that we'd actually be able to connect Boston Airport. Because, you know, Minuteman, Brotherhood of Steel, they might not have a beef, but I didn't know if they were going to allow that kind of thing. We should be good now, right? I like how Maxon just keeps on standing on top of the fucking thing. Okay, so I need power. And I, yep, have all of the resources I need. Okay, so we have 23. I only need 27, so we'll just make a medium generator. You know, this doesn't look safe. This really doesn't look safe. Should I actually stick myself into there? We're saving. Oh boy.
Remarkable work, Knight. The signal interceptor appears to be complete. Are you ready to put it to the test?
Lab rat standing by.
Lab rat standing by.
All of us are aware of the risks you're taking, and we salute you. That being said, this is the first time we've attempted to directly adapt Institute technology. When we throw that switch, we don't know exactly what's gonna happen. God willing, you'll end up inside the Institute, and the mission can continue.
What are the details of my mission?
I'm glad you asked. Now, I want you to listen very carefully. Once you've entered the Institute, we expect to lose contact, so it's imperative you remember everything I'm about to tell you. About 10 years ago, the Brotherhood began recruiting civilian scientists from the capital Wasteland to assist with various projects. During this process, we were able to obtain the services of Dr. Madison Lee, a noted mind in the field of nuclear engineering.
How did the Brotherhood meet Dr. Lee?
She was part of a civilian project in the capital Wasteland that the Brotherhood appropriated. It wasn't difficult to convince her to stay. That said, Dr. Lee's contributions to our cause were instrumental in maintaining order in the capital Wasteland. After some time, she developed differences with the Brotherhood and exiled herself to the Commonwealth. We're fairly certain that her intent was to make contact with the Institute.
What sort of differences?
Although she was working with the Brotherhood of Steel, she never formally joined as a scribe. After the capital Wasteland was secured, she objected to the Brotherhood's continued military presence there. I think she assumed we would just walk away from it all. She was wrong. Your mission is simple. Once you're inside the Institute, we want you to track down Dr. Lee's whereabouts. If you find out that she's still alive, make contact with her and convince her to return to the Brotherhood of Steel. There's a special project we're working on, and it needs her attention.
Uh-huh. How about I speech you up, buddy?
What's this project that needs her attention?
Dr. Lee previously worked on a potent weapon for the Brotherhood of Steel. We'd like her to continue where she left off. That's all I can tell you. Listen to me, Knight. I'm well aware that you're risking your life going into the Institute blind. Just keep your mind on the mission, and don't let anything they say sway you from your duty. Good luck.
If you have a moment, there's something I'd like to discuss with you.
Before I go into the portal of doom? Sure.
Of course. What's on your mind?
Thank you. This isn't a formal meeting. I simply want to clear the air. I think we may have gotten off on the wrong foot when we first met, and I feel like I owe you an apology. Expecting you to embrace the standards of the Brotherhood without having a history with us was unfair. And given that you've adjusted so well to our beliefs, I don't think I needed to push so hard.
That's very kind. Thank you.
Well, you deserve it. When I was an initiate, my sponsor was Paladin Krieg, toughest squad leader I ever served with. He was a model soldier, embodying the values every trainee was striving to achieve. Fiercely loyal, secure in his beliefs, and brave to a fault. From the moment I was assigned to his squad, I was singled out. It felt like he was pushing me harder than the rest of the team. I fought by his side for years, and we had some seriously close calls. But he never explained to me why I was treated that way.
It sounds like he was trying to motivate you.
If he was, I never got a chance to ask. After I was promoted to Paladin, and I'd moved on to my own squad, I received word that Krieg was killed at Adams Air Force Base.
Aww.
The news was like being kicked in the stomach. I mean, I'd lost some of my brothers and sisters before, but his death, well, it really got to me. It's taken me a long time to realize it. But the reason Krieg was so tough on me is the same reason I'm so tough on you. It's because I believe in you. And I don't want to see any of your potential go to waste.
What happened at Adams Air Force Base?
Back in the capital, Wasteland, the Brotherhood was at war with a traitorous group of rebels who called themselves the Enclave. They maintained a mobile command post at the remains of Adams Air Force Base, just outside of Washington, D.C. The Brotherhood spearheaded an assault on the command post, which was ultimately successful, but costly. Quite a few soldiers died in that battle, and Paladin Krieg was among them. He made his mark on history, and whether you choose to believe it or not, you have the potential to do the same.
I'm flattered that you have so much faith in me.
You've earned that faith by your own hand. Well, I've said what I had to say, and I hope that it meant something to you. I trust you'll keep this in confidence, of course. Some of that information was of a personal nature, and, well, I'd like to keep it that way.
Don't worry, I won't go spilling the beans that you have a personality.
I've checked and rechecked everything. I think the signal interceptor's ready to go. Are you?
I have some stuff to do
I've
first.
got some things to do first.
Yeah. I wouldn't be eager to jump onto this contraption either.
Yeah, it's sparking. It looks dangerous. I'm sure it's gonna perfectly succeed, but damn. I want to see if I can talk to some of the other faction leaders, see if they have anything to say about going into the Institute. I don't know if Preston has any interest in the whole thing, or if... No, the Railroad definitely has an interest in it. So I just want to see if any of them have missions for me when I get on the inside. Help defend... Oh, failed to help defend Sunshine Tidings. Whoops.
Hey.
Is there something you need?
I can't talk to him about it. All right.
No, nothing.
Okay.
We will make it through.
Hey, Glory.
The world's a dangerous place for anyone in my way.
Hey, Doc.
I still can't believe Des assigned you to our HQ.
Is it really that unusual?
In my years of service, no one's ever just joined HQ straight away. True, you finding us in the first place was singular. But, put simply, you shouldn't be here. It isn't a question of competence, it's a simple matter of security.
And I'm going to compromise your security... how?
Deacon's assurances aside, we don't know you, so your trustworthiness is up for discussion. Brushing that aside, before anyone joins HQ, they've usually spent years in the field. But you're dangerously ignorant of our procedures, our protocols. Since you're one of us now, might as well try to keep you alive. If you need patching up, see me.
I'll probably have to take you up on that more than I'd like.
With you and Glory both, I'm sure I'll be kept gainfully employed. Word to the wise, be prepared to improvise. You may find your operational orders lacking.
You think? You guys just go, hey, I need to check out this base.
You're obviously one of the smartest people here. What do you really mean by that?
No one doubts Desdemona is, inspirational. But let's just say strategy may not be her forte.
Is Desdemona really a problem then?
Not so much that, as there are perhaps better solutions. When planning a mission, a certain degree of clinical detachment can be invaluable.
Maybe people should learn to take their doctor's advice.
I may have misjudged you. Focus on your objectives. Ignore all the distractions. Stay safe out there.
You give the dude a little bit of compliment, he's suddenly all cool.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, do 5% damage with the cryolator. Wow. The one
Is that a
like,
good read?
You from one of
the
those
most useless
balls.
thing in the entire
Got
game
you
for me.
to be a scab.
Jesus Christ. So many people just start talking there.
All processes are busy.
Right. Well, I tried to talk to Preston, I tried to talk to Desdemona, and neither of them had a mission for me. Because I already got a mission from the Brotherhood of Steel guys, so... Oh, the one thing I didn't want to have happen is happening. See, everyone trying to post in the comments who was trying to convince me to continue the main story kept on trying to make reassurances that nothing will happen and that I can always just change sides in the middle of stuff. And that's very much true. I can probably change sides. I know I can change sides after the start of this whole Institute stuff. But what I didn't want to have happened is I didn't want to start this mission with one of the factions and have them give me a mission and then have the other factions never give me any other missions. Because what that means is now if I want to go back and get that first mission from those people, I will have to revert back all the way to this point. All the way back to here. Or all the way back to here before I crafted anything. And if I already progress in the main story a bunch, that might mean completely reverting this entire section of the map, this entire section of the map, this entire section of the map, all of my levels, and I didn't want to do that if I want to check out the other factions. Oh well. Let's see what we can do.
I've checked and rechecked everything. I think the signal interceptor's ready to go. Are you?
Let's do this.
All right. Head up onto the platform and we'll see if I can find a signal to lock onto.
This is gonna be a pain.
You wanted to get into the Institute, right? Well, what are you waiting for?
Hey! Shut up! I was
Refrain
just
from
getting to the
opening
thing.
fire inside the Institute. It could jeopardize our entire mission.
Pull yourself together and get up onto that platform.
So what you're saying is I should be going incognito? Do you really think they're gonna be fine with me being in my XO1? They're gonna have to suck it up.
The device doesn't work from over there. You have to be on the platform. Let's see. Relays dialed in. Beam emitters warmed up. Everything looks green. Let me start scanning for the signal. Cross your fingers. I'm inputting the code now. Wow, there's a heck of a lot of interference and ghosting. It's gonna take a minute or two to lock in. By the way, this little trip you're taking is a heck of an opportunity to find out as much as we can about the Institute and what they're up to. I put a clever little program on this holotape that'll scan their network and download anything it finds. If you place it in any terminal down there, it'll do the rest. Bring it back to me and I'll see if I can make sense of whatever it found. Well, well, looks like we have a winner. RF wave capture complete. Ramping the emitter. 60%, 80%. Emitter spiking but steady. All that's left is to throw the transmit switch. Transmitting in 3, 2, 1. Stay safe, soldier.
Move out.
Shut the fuck up, Maxon. Oh, that's how he sends me off. Oh boy. Oh boy, we are in enemy territory. I don't know what's gonna happen here. We're in the Institute. About time, right? Nobody here. You'd figure if they're trying to teleport someone in, someone would make sure that they get in successfully. Emergency relay button. Damn it. I wanted to see what it would do. Alright, what does this computer terminal do? Neat. Alright. It talks about the different people or the different synths that were sent out. X324, X657, XXX error signal rerouted. Yeah, that's probably gonna draw some suspicion. If they don't know I'm in here, then they're doing a very bad job of actually keeping their security checked. Oh, my eyes. Okay. We might as well check out every little corner we can around here. You never know what we could find. Could just be ammo. Could be institute tapes? Hello?
I wondered if you might make it here.
Oh, Jesus.
You're quite resourceful. I'm known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator.
Of course they know I'm here already. Well, I guess their security isn't that shitty. They know what's up. Well, maybe he'll be nice. We'll take off my helmet and everything. That's not looking at my helmet. That's zooming way the fuck in.
I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
Yeah, I'm also here to get maybe a little bit of revenge for you killing his mother, aka my wife. Kind of a dick move. You really can't convince me that you guys are all for the good of the Commonwealth and the world when your agent killed my wife. I'm gonna be pretty damn steadfast about that. There's no justification about that. She wasn't gonna shoot him. Oh. I don't trust this situation. You're just gonna bring me to Sean immediately?
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean? Is that really you?
Who are you?
Sean, it's me. I'm your dad.
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Yes, it's me, your dad. I'm here, Sean. No, he's talking to Father, the person.
Sean, are you okay? You're not hurt, are you?
What's going on? Father? Father!
Shh. It'll be okay, Sean. I'm here now.
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here, help me!
Who is Father? Where is he?
Father? Father, help me! He's trying to take me! Father, Father, help me!
Are you Father? Or just
John.
some...
S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
Father? That's your name? Your title?
Father is my unofficial title. It's what I've come to mean to the people of the Institute, just as you mean to your son, to Sean.
Just help me understand what's going on here.
I promised answers, and answers you shall have. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been rewarded. It's good to finally meet you. After all this time, it's me. I am Sean. I am your son.
Oh, alright. Thank you for letting me know that. It's really you after all this time. Bullshit. Oh, come on, that's crazy. How is that even possible? Man, there isn't even like a, well, I already knew that because the comet exploded about 99 episodes ago, is the most accepting one.
This really is a matter of importance.
It's really you? After all this time?
Yes. It's true. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the son you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality. And here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
It wasn't right, what they did. Taking you from me like that.
To you, that would certainly seem true. But to the Institute, it made all the sense in the world. At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being, walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
So the weird science experiments needed specimens. That's why they took you.
In a manner of speaking, yes. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course, but it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
So technically, I'm all the synths' grandfathers? Or grandfather. Wow. That's a funny thought.
60 years. So much time. Wasted.
I know. I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
Give me a second, friend. Give me 1 second. We're gonna take off our helmet. Make this a little bit more of a personal conversation.
Your mother. She never got to see you grow up?
Yes. What happened to her was... I've gone over the records of the incident, of course. It seems her death was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage.
Collateral damage? Is that all she was to you?
I forget that it's been such a short time for you. I don't have any direct memories. And I've had my entire life to cope with the loss. Has it always been easy? Of course not. But I've done my best to move on and live my life. For many years, I never questioned who my parents were. I accepted my situation, and that was that. With old age comes regret. And asking what if more often. But what matters now is that you and I have a chance to begin again. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Honestly, not much. I have a full comprehension of the situation I had it for a while, honestly. So I still think that the Institute sucks.
Kellogg. He worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
You knew the man was a psychopath, but you used him anyway?
Would you have preferred that I turned him loose on the Commonwealth? At least keeping him on a short leash kept the collateral damage to a minimum. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit that. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond any normal human lifespan. He never failed the Institute, but his cruelty became more apparent with every completed objective. I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. It seemed a fitting way to allow you, us, to have some amount of revenge. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Tell me you have time travel technology and we can remove the whole Kellogg killing your mother part of things. You getting kidnapped? Fine. Alright. To allow there to be a stable time loop, allow that to happen. God. But we didn't need your mom to die. That was really fucking...
This really is a matter of importance.
What a wasteful death.
So you're in charge of the Institute?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working to reach this point. It's a responsibility I take very seriously. The Institute. It's important. It really is humanity's best hope for the future, no matter what those above ground might think of us.
But, director? Why you?
I was the most qualified for the position. Obviously. I've lived my life within these walls, dedicated to science like every other member of the Institute. My hard work has paid off. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you've seen or heard, I know I can convince you of that. Just give me time. I know there's more for us to discuss. But the Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?
I am intrigued. He does have me there. You want me to stay here in the Institute? Yes, that's what I want. I'm not gonna answer that directly.
You want me to stay here? In the Institute?
Yes, that is what I propose. Is it so hard to imagine? The Institute can provide a better life than anything above ground. You've been in the Commonwealth. You've seen what it's like. I assure you that you are better off with us.
Your Institute has done some horrible things.
Yes, well, the world is not what it used to be. What about the people you've aided in order to get here? What atrocities have they committed? The Brotherhood of Steel. They believe they're the only ones fit to control technology and destroy anyone who opposes them. And you would side with them. None have any true claim to nobility in this world. Those days are gone. But we are not the monsters we have been cast as.
Prove it.
I simply ask that you give the Institute, me, a chance. A chance to show you what I've been telling you. We really do have humanity's best interest at heart. Will you take that chance?
I just want him to prove what he's saying. You can't just keep on saying, we have humanity's best interests at heart, and then kidnap people and replace them with robots.
Are you sure you want this?
Yes, I am. It would benefit us both to work together.
Can I just give you I just don't know.
I just don't know.
Just give it time. Give the Institute a chance. The Institute is now your home as much as it is mine. Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in Facilities, Dr. Ao in SRB, Dr. Holdren in Bioscience, and finally Dr. Lee in Advanced Systems. They've all been notified of your arrival, of course. Meet them, and then we'll discuss what comes next.
That's it? Just casually allow me to explore your entire facility? You don't even suspect that I'd pull a gun out and kill every single one of you on this spot for all the bullshit you're spewing at me right now? Really? Okay.
It's stuck.
We're gonna turn off the shade because it made things a little bit too bright. It's still fucking bright, Jesus. The lighting here is a little ridiculous. Okay, we're gonna take this fusion core. Just in case, just in case. So we're kind of being put into a peculiar situation, and that situation is I don't want to work with the Institute. Like, ever. But there is a part of me that is curious to see what they've done and see what they can accomplish with my help. But it's not gonna be soon. Oh, I just took someone's password by accident. What's going on here? Sean's terminal password. Ah. You mean Father Sean's terminal? Hold up. Kellogg, Conrad, enhanced life expectancy. July 16, 2285. Kellogg's occasional presence continues to unnerve the others. At first I thought they were merely intimidated by his confidence and arrogance, or perhaps even afraid of his general being. Kellogg is, after all, a killer. But as I've continued to witness their reactions, gauge their sidelong glances, I've detected something else. Something I probably should have anticipated. Jealousy. Kellogg is a living memorial to a forgotten program. He is an augmented human being, a cyborg, really, and the benefits he has received cannot be denied. But really, the scientists here could not care less about the enhanced reflexes or greater combat efficiency. No. The cause of their envy is something more practical, more primal. His enhanced life expectancy. Just how long will Kellogg live if he passes naturally, however unlikely that may be? It's hard to say. He's already more than 100 years old. Older, certainly, than any other human being in the Commonwealth. His complete physiology has been altered. Perhaps he'll make it to 150. Maybe even 200. Bet the petty have their, I keep on saying pet. Let the petty have their petty jealousies. Kellogg is a living testament to the ingenuity and superiority of the Institute, and I take no small pleasure in knowing that must irritate him to no end. That is interesting. All right, so I want to talk about something. Yes, it's going to be one of those tirade moments where I talk about something and just walk around in a circle for a while. So, in regards to the plot twist that Sean is now like, what, 70 years old? Or maybe just 60? I need to figure that one out. He's obviously 60 or older, at the least. But I think that Bethesda's little twist that Sean is actually really old now, older than your character for sure, or I guess if you're RPGing a normal-aged human being, then yeah, he's older than your guy. I think they did a really good job at handling that in a way that would have made me not really actually suspect it all that much. When they presented Sean as a person, or as a 10-year-old with Kellogg, and they implied that Kellogg leaving Diamond City was a relatively recent event, I was like, oh shit, okay, so Sean's still a kid, I can still save him maybe. And they did a very good job of setting up some kind of twist there. And I would have definitely have fallen for it and definitely have been super surprised by it if I had not had the comment spoil it multiple times throughout the Let's Play in the comment section. So it's really unfortunate, because I really do think that Bethesda did a good job with the twist. I wouldn't have caught it. I would have been like, well, hey, I get it. Sean is like 12.
Are your visual receptors malfunctioning? Can you not see the grime and dust?
I was issued a defective cleansing unit. Wait for it.
Don't make excuses. You're clearly defective, and I intend to report this. Perhaps after you've been disassembled, we can use your components to make something that's actually useful.
Yeah, really setting yourselves up.
Here, and you'll be sick to death of the word synth. I certainly am.
Hi, Doc.
You know what happens when people get robots to do all their work? They get fat and lazy, that's what. Real people doing real thinking and real work. That's the future I want.
I don't see any harm in robots helping out.
Robots helping out? You make it sound so tame, so harmless. If that's all it were, I'd agree. What's being planned here is much more than that. I'm talking about synths replacing human beings. You've just arrived, so perhaps it isn't apparent to you yet. But in time, you'll see what I mean. In any case, I suppose I should say, welcome. Perhaps a fresh perspective will do some good around here.
Yeah, maybe I can convince the Institute to not be dicks to robots, and maybe allow them to be free with free will and thinking, and maybe allow them to spread across the wasteland. Wouldn't that be a neat idea? I shouldn't be allowed to be any kind of Institute leader. I'd be like, yeah, let's make robots and let them have free will and allow them to go across the wasteland and make humanity better for everyone, right? I mean, they might be still affected by radiation and stuff if you make them a little bit too perfect, but it'd be cool to have that kind of power. Send hundreds, if not thousands, of robots across the wasteland.
It's an honor to have you here, sir.
And have them rebuild areas that were previously inaccessible to humans. And eventually, once the radiation is gone, humans can go there and everything will be perfectly fixed up because you sent robots instead of humans to fix it up. Cool idea, in my opinion. Alright, so going back to what I was talking about, it does really suck that I had that little moment spoiled for me. At first, I didn't believe the spoiler. I was like, nah, that sounds too low level. Because I didn't know how they would be able to explain that little plot twist. And I was like, all right, I don't believe that, whatever, that guy is just trolling. And then I got the same guy commenting that like 5 times, he eventually gave up. But then other people were like, oh man, I can't wait to see the plot twist that he sees in the Institute. Oh man, I wonder how he'll react to finding out how old Sean really is. People say that kind of shit. And I don't understand it. Did you want me to actually have a genuine reaction to Sean, the plot twist? Because I could have had one, but you participated in it too, and that's a real shame. I mean, at the very least, it let me kind of come to a conclusion on my own about how I feel about the Institute a little bit way earlier on. I don't think I want to help the Institute, because it's obvious that they're going to be up to some major shenanigans, and fuck, we're already partially aware of them.
Sean, about this synth.
You mean the child? It's a fascinating project, really. There are issues to be solved, of course, but we've made remarkable progress.
Why build it to look like you?
We'd advanced the technology behind synths to a point where this struck me as an interesting variation. A new angle, if you will. Modeling it after myself seemed only natural, what with the Institute's records and my genetics and physiology. I'll make sure it's brought back online in the near future. You'll have an opportunity to interact with him further. But I'll admit I'm curious. As a parent looking for a child, looking for the younger version of me, what do you think? Do you think you could love him? Like you would a real boy?
Well, if he has actual free will and can actually grow up, yeah. You really believe a human could love a synth? What the fuck is that option? Well, none of these options line up with what I want to say. None of these options go,
this
well,
really
maybe.
Is a matter of importance.
It's not you, it's not even human. I could never love that.
I don't need a synth. I found the real Sean.
Yes, but not the Sean you were looking for. In some ways, the synth is far closer to what you expected. I wouldn't claim to know everything you're feeling, but if in some small way the boy's presence can help, I hope you'll keep an open mind.
It'll be interesting to talk to this kid who's been growing up in the Institute, see what else he does.
Sean.
Let your surroundings be a reminder of what science and willpower can accomplish.
Right. Alright. We'll walk around the Institute. We'll stop complaining about the fact that people who spoil things are assholes, and people who inadvertently, accidentally spoil things need to watch what the hell they say.
That's the third primary drive breakdown this month. As far as I'm concerned, the phase-out on these older models can't come soon enough.
Oh, I don't know. Most of them have lasted long past their projected lifespans. If you ask me, they were built pretty well.
I can't argue with that. Even so, I'm ready to see the full Gen 3 roll out.
There we go. All set. Unit, you can return to duty.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks again.
Of course.
The Institute is my life. I hope it'll be yours too.
Doc.
They weren't kidding. You really are here. Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been through so much, I think most people would have just given up. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept you going all that time?
Curiosity. I guess I just wasn't ready to die yet. I just wanted to find my son and keep him safe. I wanted to kill the son of a bitch who murdered my wife. That would be an interesting thing to say to the Institute.
I just wanted to find my son and keep him safe.
Now that you've found him, I hope you're proud of the great man he grew up to be. Now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the Facilities Division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward. As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems running smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and quarters. The work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments, but it's at least as important. So, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father, does that mean you're on board?
Not yet. I'm just looking around. Or we'll ask this.
On board with what?
The Institute, of course. Sean implied you operated on a level, if not equal, then at least similar to the rest of us. Curious. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the Facilities Division, I'm happy to discuss it.
Who built this place, originally? Has it been here long?
The construction of the Institute is the work of generations of scientists. The original survivors of the war, our progenitors, took refuge in the basement of the old Commonwealth Institute of Technology. Over time, their sons and daughters dug deeper into the earth and built increasingly sophisticated habitats and laboratories. It's a process that's still going on today. Even now, we're digging out tunnels for new facilities and infrastructure. Just think what this place will look like 100 years from now. I hope I'm there to see it.
It would be kind of cool. Don't get me wrong. As much as I dislike the Institute's seeming levels of morality and everything else, this is a badass facility. Look at this place. They've dug out enough of the area that they can make pointless fucking massive domes like this. All right. I approved of that. Obviously, they're pretty powerful.
Pretty advanced by your standards.
Yeah, no, it's better than most of what we've seen out there. Hell, it looks better than an alien mothership. Well, maybe the mothership just kind of wasn't built to look nice.